Pressure in your dungeon crawl. So my first video was on light pressure. My second video was on time pressure, which was wandering monsters. And this third video, I'm going to talk about the mechanics of dungeon turns and how to use them effectively in your dungeon crawl. And then the following video, which will come out the following week, will be decision pressure, which will be in the form of doors. So today, like I said, I wanted to talk about something that used to be absolutely central in dungeon exploration, right? And now I kind of see that it's almost completely ignored for many dungeon masters, and that's the dungeon turn. Now, if you're running old school games, the dungeon turns are one of the most important tools you have, right? But a lot of DMs, they never learned how it works, and they quietly stopped using it. So. And when that happens, I think in your game, something really important disappears in your game, and that's the theme which is pressure. And pressure is vital to your old school game because dungeon turns are the hidden engine that makes exploration tense, right? And they control wandering monsters, it controls light, it controls pacing, it controls decision. So, welcome to the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo, and like I said, this is my series on my mini series on applying pressure for your dungeon crawl. And this is a collaborative video with Erik Tenkar. So go check out his video because he did one this week on the same topic. All right, so what a dungeon turn actually is. Let's start with the basic. In classic Dungeons and Dragons, right? Dungeon exploration is measured in turns, right? So a dungeon turn is about 10 minutes in game time, right? It's about, it is. And during that 10 minutes, the party can perform careful, exploration, right? So things like moving cautiously down a corridor, searching a room, listening at doors, mapping, examining statues or, chests or traps. But the key idea is that all activities take time, right? So you need a measurement time, and that's where dungeon turns. Because your time underground is never free, right? So let me get into why time matters in a dungeon, right? So once you start tracking dungeon turns, a few things are going to begin, and happen automatically, right? Torches are going to burn down. Right, lanterns, or lantern oil is going to be used. Spells are going to start running out. And every few turns you're going to check for wandering monsters. Right. Suddenly, time becomes something that players are going to care about. Right. So, how many turns have we've been down here? They're going to ask, or how many torches do we have left, or should we search this room, or should we move on? Those questions are going to create tension in your game, and tension is obviously, and I've talked about this quite a bit, is what makes your dungeon crawl exploration, exciting. So let's talk about what players can do in a turn, and this is pretty loose, right? I kind of stick to these kind of not a formula, but this kind of mechanic, I guess, right? So a dungeon turn represents careful, methodical exploration, right? The party isn't sprinting through the dungeon, right? They're moving cautiously, right? They're checking the floor with their 10-foot pole. They're watching the shadows. They're listening for movement. So in one turn, the party might search a room, examine a suspicious item or statue. Listen to several doors. Move down a corridor while mapping. This important thing is that every action is gonna cost time, right? And once players understand that, obviously they're going to prioritize what matters. So the hidden benefit, it is for when you start tracking this stuff as a DM, it fixes table pacing, right? One of the biggest benefits of dungeon turns, right? Tracking them is that a lot of DMs don't realize they fix pacing problems at the table, right? Without time pressure, players can debate forever, right? They might spend 10 real minutes arguing about what door to open, right? And I've seen this in my games. But once a dungeon turn are into play and you start tracking it and the players know this, the DM can simply say, all right, while you're discussing, another turn passes, and that one sentence will change everything, because now time is moving, right? And the possibility of wandering monsters gets closer. I talked about in the previous video. Players are quickly going to learn that endless debates are dangerous. So dungeon turns connect all the systems, right? So dungeon turn also connects several important mechanics, right, together, right? So that's light duration, spell duration, wandering monster checks, exploration speed. Um, all these things run on the same clock, right? So instead of tracking different timers, the DM can just simply track turns, right? And I don't have it with me, but I usually have a little index. Well, that's funny. This is written, it says time on it. I usually make little boxes, and I track the turns, and obviously in a turn is 10 minutes, right? So it's 6 turns per hour. So I'll have 6 boxes, and I know that's 1 hour. And that's generally when I'll check for a wandering monster. But so instead of tracking dozens of things, just track turns. The longer the party stays underground, the more things can start going wrong, right? So why many? So this is an interesting thing. So why many DMs stopped using turns and tracking time, right? Usually because they seem it's complicated, right? But once you understand, it's actually very simple, right? So like I said, make a bunch of little boxes and then check them off as you go. You don't need charts and all kinds of complicated tracking, right? Like I said, I track it on one index card. All you need is that type of thing. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, 1 hour, right? Um, and you can even kind of make a note, that this is when I'm going to do wandering monsters, or this is when the torch goes out, and for you, the DM, that's going to help make it feel alive. And for the players, like I talked about, adding this level of tension and time tracking, it's really going to help, and it's going to create a lot of tension in your group. So what happens when you don't use time tracking, in dungeon turns, right? When dungeon turns, when it kind of disappears, right? Something strange is going to happen at your table, right? The dungeon is going to stop feeling dangerous. The players are going to wander endlessly. They're going to search every single thing, right? They're going to debate every single decision, right? And tension slowly is going to disappear at your table. But once you reintroduce time into the system, the entire atmosphere is going to change, right? Because players are going to just realize, that they cannot stay underground forever. Eventually, they're going to have to make decisions, right? So, in closing, you guys, so dungeon turns seem like a very small rule, and I'm sure most of you guys out there, most old school DMs, keep track somehow in time, right? But but they're actually one of the most powerful tools that we have as a dungeon master, right? And I'm going to repeat myself. They create time pressure. They create increased pacing, and they tie all the little systems together. That make dungeon exploration exciting. So if you've never used dungeon turns, try it in your session. You might be surprised how quickly the dungeon starts to kind of feel alive. All right, everyone. So if you enjoy this content, like this, like this video, and subscribe. Share the video with other DMs. And if you so choose, become a member of the channel. It really does help me create these videos. Yeah, I appreciate all the support. I also would love to hear in the comments that any of your experience about time tracking and keeping and your experience with keeping track of dungeon turns in your dungeon crawl and in your adventure, as a whole. It doesn't have to be totally dungeon crawls, but how are you keeping and adding to the pressure of the game? How are you doing it? I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, you guys. Well, as always, I am DM Angelo. This is the DM and Friends, and you guys are my friends. And I love all you guys. Take care of each other and keep gaming. All right. Bye-bye.